Here is Marie's 12 by 12 gouache colors review part 2.
Hola, I am Peevee and you are watching Peeveearts.
Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. And here is Marie's gouache color paints. I have already prepared the sketch of what I want to paint for this video. I am just erasing the dark lines because I don't want those lines to peek through my finished painting. There you have it. Now it's ready to go. As you can see, I squeezed certain amount of paint on my mixing palette so I can easily access the paints. I did not quite plan how to apply the paints because this is the first time I'm using gouache, and the thickness of the paint was actually kind of new to me, so I'm honestly kind of struggling right here. But let's see how this goes. So do you see the opacity of this paint on top of another dried layer? This is actually better than I expected it to be, because I had been doing watercolors and yeah, of course that's watercolors and this is gouache, but with watercolors, when you put a layer on top of another layer, it's not this opaque. You can usually have like a transparent or translucent result. So yeah, it is a good thing because I'm seeing a better performance right here. I did an opacity test on my previous video, but I just applied the paint on top of just a plain paper with an ink to see if the ink would peek through the gouache. But I did not think about applying it layers on layers. So seeing this one, I actually like it, and you can see the white is actually working, because I remember before, like, I wanted to make some highlights on top of the layers, but since watercolors are transparent, even if you applied the white on top of a layer, you cannot see any changes. So because of that, I use poster paints, especially for my white highlights, because poster paints are opaque. But this one I'm actually quite happy because I can finally use the white and it works as a highlighter. In some watercolors, they use masking fluid for like maintaining highlight spots, and I don't have that, so yeah. I hope those who love using gouache won't kill me of how I am using the gouache paint here, because yeah, I'm using it like a watercolor still. I'm still trying to figure out how to make the best out of this gouache paint, so I'm sorry for that. Let's just say I am just trying to play with it because this is a review. Yeah, I actually painted this in my evening and I wanted to test another thing, so I wanted to wait until morning, and you will see why. Hello sunshine, it's morning, and as you can see, my paints have already dry. They're really dry and they're really hard. So I actually want to see if we can still use these paints. I mean, if we can still reactivate them. So let me just get a wet brush and reactivate the paint. Oh wow, it worked. We can still use them. Let's continue to paint. That is important for me to know because usually when I paint, I cannot finish a piece in just one sitting, so I don't want to waste some paints even in case I cannot use those anymore. So I'm glad that even though I squeezed these amounts of paints here, they won't go to waste. Yeah, we are cheap here. We're trying to, you know, save as much paints as we can. I am doing a lot of messy layers after layers because I'm trying to test the coverage of this paint. So yeah, I cannot count anymore how many layers I've done, but I will stop at some point, don't worry. So yeah, I'm just adding more colors to the background, and I've actually decided to leave the lower part as not layered as the upper part of this painting because I want to show you how it would be like if it's treated like just a watercolor compared to if you want to have a full coverage of paints or full layers after layers of paints. So I will just apply a more watery mixture of this gouache paint. I am almost done, so just hang in there, okay? Just wait. We're almost finished. I'm just adding more colors and highlights on this painting. Just one more shade for the leaves. I am not even gonna put any more details on this one. I'm just adding more darker shades. And we are finally done. So here's our poppy flower. Poppy? I don't know. I've never seen one in my entire life. Yeah, so this is inspired by Ilona E. Stefan's photography. She's a very good photographer. So yeah, this lower part here is just a thin application of paint. So that's how it looks like. There. Yeah, see, it looks just like normal watercolor. And for this part, it's where I applied layers and layers of colors. It has a pretty good coverage, I may say. So there you have it.
have finally tried Marie's gouache colors for painting. I can say that I actually kind of liked it. Yeah, I know in my previous video I mentioned that this is not worth buying as a gouache. I mean, I am still not sure because again, this is my first time trying gouache. But based on the videos that I have seen and yeah, some in social medias, their gouache was more opaque than this. So if you wanna see how that is, you can check my previous video because I did an opacity test there for this paint. But what I found out having the same brand of watercolor, because I have the Marie's watercolor, if ever you're planning to buy a Marie's watercolor, I suggest that you buy this instead, because this has of course better opacity, it's more vibrant, so you can actually do more with this than the Marie's watercolor. Anyways, if your concern is that you want to have the watercolor effect of the wash out, the lightness, you can still achieve that by using this one. They're both water-based, and if you add or as you apply more water onto the paint, it becomes translucent or transparent. So you can also control that as well. So yeah, my final verdict, this is okay. This is worth buying. If you are looking for a cheap kind of watercolor, just buy this one. It is good. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you on the next one. Adios!